If everybody would please rise for the national anthem and remove your hats. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we won, were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of love burn. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you are all having an amazing, amazing Monday today. Welcome to the very second show of Fill Your Cup Motivational Mondays, my very own show, Battle Scars. And I have someone very, very special that I'm going to be bringing on this evening. I am so honored and humbled and excited to have him here. Y'all have no idea. Like, it is amazing. This man truly has been a huge inspiration in my life, and he doesn't even know it. I mean, in the way that I met him was absolutely incredible. It was definitely a divine intervention. And so I'm going to bring him on so you can get a chance to meet him. You can get a chance to hear his story and his testimony. And honestly, my why and my mission of why I do what I do. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Josh Green. Hi, you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Y'all, Josh is from Amarillo, Texas. He is a fireman first responder in Amarillo, Texas. And I am so excited to have you on the show. You have no idea. You have just, oh my gosh. Since the moment I met you, you've literally you've been on my heart. And I can't wait to kind of hear your story and your testimony tonight. And, I just think it's amazing. And how have you been? How are things? How has everything been for you?
It's been pretty good. Just staying busy with work and taking care of kids, but other than that, that's about it.
Hey, I understand that one all too well. It's kids are a full-time job, aren't they? Oh goodness. Well, y'all, I wanted to bring Josh on tonight because I just think that he is honestly more of an inspiration than you know. Um, Especially with the story I'm about to tell you of kind of how we met and how everything just kind of fell into place and got put in the right place at the right time. And I also want to actually do a in honor of TJ Adams tonight kind of show. If it wasn't for, honestly, for TJ and us all kind of meeting, things could be very different. And so I definitely think that TJ is just an absolute blessing, in not only your life, but in my life and in so many other people. And it's such an incredible thing to have had, been able to have him as a part of this story. And so tonight, I just wanted to do the show in honor of him. Unfortunately, we did lose TJ back in December. It was a very tragic loss for all of us. So I'm going to just do a little bit of talking tonight to honor him and tell a little bit about who he is and what he does and how he has impacted our lives. So do you have any questions or anything to say before I start?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say, I'm so dang proud of you. You have no idea. I'm so proud of you and everything that you've overcome and everything that you've gone through just in this last year. Even when you were at, your lowest of lows, that you are still standing tall and pushing forward every day. And I see that in you, and you are such a huge inspiration to me. When about a year and a half ago, when I started on this mission, okay, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie. I had just lost everything. I lost my business. I lost my home. I lost everything, and I was pretty much down to nothing. And when I told last week kind of my story about how I had gone somewhere on New Year's Eve of 2020, and it changed my life. It truly did. I went up there and I actually sang. I looked through the book of songs and I actually sang a cover of Hurt. And because that was the only thing I knew in their book, everything else was just stuff that wasn't quite my realm, So it was one that I knew. And when I got up there and I sang it, it was from the heart. I don't know if it was because of what I had been through, what I have seen, what I have experienced. There's a lot of different reasons that song is super heavy to me. And when I started traveling back and forth to Nashville, I met up with a gentleman that I went ahead and I just felt led to record a cover of that song. And we all know that is one of the ballsiest songs out there to do, because Johnny Cash is the king, yeah, right? He is amazing. And I mean, Reznor did a great job too. So, but it's a hell of a song to cover. But for me, it wasn't about the song. It was about the purpose behind it. So many people are hurting. So many people are suffering silently, and whether they cope with a vice, or they find other ways to cope, or they put a mask on and they hide it. That song perfectly depicts everything for me. And so when I did that song, I was kind of all right, so what do I do now? And I had just started getting involved on TikTok. I didn't really know many people on there, but I happened to run into a group of people that started kind of working with me, and they invited me out to a show in Texas, Amarillo, Texas. And it still it seriously blows my mind to tell this story, because it's people wouldn't believe it, and I wasn't gonna go. I knew that I wanted to do a PTSD awareness video to the cover of Hurt that I did, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And when the opportunity came up and they asked me to come to the TikTok takeover, I honestly didn't have the money to go. And I was like, it's going to be expensive. I'm going to have to get a hotel. I'm going to have to pay for my food. It ain't cheap, and COVID was just here, and I just went through a loss of everything. And so I wasn't going to go. but had this drive inside me that I can't even tell you. It was something that just said, you've got to do this no matter what cost. Even if it's the last dollar you spend, you need to go do this. There's a reason, there's a purpose. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, okay, I have no idea what it could be. I mean, this video is ballsy. It may or may not go anywhere, because of it being what it is. And I went to Texas, and I, you know, I got there, and they had told me a few days beforehand that they were working on getting volunteers for the video. And I thought, man, it's a tall order because nobody knows me. They don't know what I'm doing. They don't really know of anything that's going on. And it was one of those things that I was like, all right, I'm putting this in your hands, God. Just you do what's meant to be. And I got there, and I was beyond amazed. I was beyond amazed of the amount of volunteers that came out, you being one of them. I was amazed at the fact that so many people believed in what I was doing. And it was just an honor. It was an honor to be a part of the video with you guys. It was an honor to, do all the scenes and the bloopers and everything in between because it was crazy. But it was just such an incredible movement. And I saw that. And I remember just thinking to myself, my gosh, if I'm not here for anything but one person, to touch one person's life, if this video doesn't go anywhere, but it helps one person, then I have done my job and what I am meant here and I'm sent here to do. And it's been something that, like, through this last year, I've known that I need to, my mission's to help people, right? It's been like that for years, but it's really hit me heavy in this last year that's why I'm here. I am literally here to help people, and the people keep just getting put in my path, and I can't, it just blows my mind. And the stories that come along with it and the testimonies that come along with it are beautiful. And when I met you, when you came and you were a part of the video and everything, I was just so honored that you believed in me. And I thought that was just an amazing thing. I really, really did. And I know we didn't really get a super good chance to get to know each other very well at the video shoot because there was a lot of people. But again, that too is where we met TJ. And right. TJ Adams is just, was, always will be an incredible, incredible man, a warrior, an angel. I mean, he just was a beautiful person. And his story, was amazing. And the reason that he felt led to come out and help. And TJ is the founder of Stand Against Suicide. And that is an organization to help people that are suffering and struggling with depression and thoughts of, feeling like they're alone. It's something that he's worked day and night and to the bone to bring awareness to, which is just incredible. And so for him to come, him and Michaela, his beautiful wife, to come and be a part of the video, it was just such an incredible thing that, again, so many people just believed in the mission at hand. So I want to give you a moment to kind of tell your side of the story and, kind of where things happened for you and what brought you today.
It was pretty crazy at that, because I mean, where I was at the time, when you came to town and we met, it was, I don't know, that was pretty crazy. What you were doing and everything you were standing for was like exactly where I was at, and I don't know, the change it had. It was pretty crazy. So like 2020, it was, I mean, the whole COVID stuff, it was crazy. It was pretty wild, but it seemed to do something to people. I mean, that year, it was just a crappy year. Lots of car wrecks involving alcohol where, people ejected out of cars, just a lot of gruesome stuff that um, dealt with. It was daily. Like there was, I want to say, in the month of September, we had 3 to 4 fatalities every shift, and so that added up a lot. So that stuff got pretty heavy. Um, and it's you don't know how to deal with it. You feel like it's um, something you need to bring up, something you need to talk about, but it's you know you tell yourself it's what you signed up for. Can't handle it, then go somewhere else. Find a new career. So, but in October, I had a couple of um, kid fatalities with kids, and that was so all year it was dealing with everything. It was just building up, and then those last two, that's just those did it in for me. The last one was a 6-year-old little girl that uh, we worked on for about 45 minutes, and we never got her back. And that one was rough. It that one got in my head, just because at the time my youngest daughter, 6 years old, um, I got to where I couldn't even hug her because every time I'd touch her, I'd think of that think of that girl. Yeah, hearing the parents scream and things like that whenever they find out their daughter's gone. Um, that it's hard to deal with, and then so I mean you just get depressed. Um, you don't recognize it, but everybody else around you does. Started drinking a lot, just to try and make myself go to sleep. I never wanted to go to sleep because of the nightmares. I mean, it's every time I closed my eyes, it was reliving, reliving it, and those turned into, well, it was my kids that had died. Um, and so nightmares progressed into um, hearing the screams actually like throughout the day, and so then you think you're going crazy because you're hearing things that nobody else is. Um, you start seeing the kids' faces everywhere. You look at your own kids and you literally see um, those babies. So yeah, that put me in a pretty dark place. Um, just wanted everything to stop. Didn't know how to get it to stop. Um, that led to my marriage falling apart. Of course, that didn't help. Just made everything worse. Um, Feeling alone, not knowing what to do. Um, and then you came to town. Figured, that was something that I could relate to. And like at that time, I was actually down like 35 pounds from my original weight just from just being depressed and not eating, um, just having no interest in anything at all. But it just continued on from there for a few months. But I'd reached out to you and TJ quite a bit, and that made a world of difference. Um, but then it was also having, at home, you try to talk to people people you're close with here, and it's you get told, well, everybody's got trauma, just deal with it. It's there's nothing special about it. You just deal with it. It's fine. It's not important. And so you believe that, and you're like, okay, I keep it to myself, bottle it up, and ignore it. Then I mean, you finally get tired of that, and so it was one day the thought of not being here, um, those grow. First thought, you're like, what the hell? That's crazy. I would never do that. And then it just gets more appealing. Um, you actually start thinking about that and how you would do it. Um, and then there was one day I'd say, you know what? I accepted it, and that was, this is the only way I know that's gonna make everything I'm going through. I just want to stop. Um, didn't want to die. but I wanted everything to stop. I wanted to stop feeling everything that I did. I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop seeing dead kids, everywhere I looked. So, and then that day, I said, you know what? Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And I accepted it, and for once I felt at peace. Um, I was kind of half-assed seeing a counselor at the time. Um, it really wasn't helping. I didn't think, but I left the house and I had a rifle in my pickup. Um, and so I went to a parking lot, and I was right there fixing into everything. And my therapist had called me, and because I was supposed to meet him that afternoon, and he ended up, you know, getting everything out of me. I told him what I was doing, where I was at. Uh, he convinced me to come meet him at his office, and so I did. And from there, and of course, one reason why I never said anything to him, because you feel like you're going to get punished for it, and it's exactly. I went from his office to the pavilion here. It's the psych ward, um, and that's what I never wanted to happen. So I sat in there for 5 days, and that just made everything worse. You know, it was just like you see on the movies, a bunch of crazies walking around in white coats. Like it was bad. But thankfully, I've got some good guys on the department here. Um, my partner, who I actually ride in the back seat with, him and another one of our other chaplains, um, they ended up finding a place that we had no idea existed, but a place that's specifically for um, firemen. It's right outside of Washington D.C., and they deal with PTSD. Um, the two guys from here, they came and picked me up out of the pavilion, and we drove from Amarillo straight to DC. Took us 28 hours and 45 minutes. And but yeah, so I went there, and I met a lot of amazing people, um, men and women from departments all over the country. They're going through the same thing I was, dealt with this exact same things. They coped the same ways. It was We all had the same story, and whenever, I mean, it was, you sit there with grown men that toughest guys in the world, and they're sitting there telling their story, crying like babies, and so it kind of helps you be able to open up and feel comfortable uh, to talk about it, which is all you wanted to do in the first place. Um, it's feeling that safety with it. But then, I learned actually what PTSD is, because before I didn't. It's way I saw it, it was something that was for veteran, something that happened to veterans, and that's it. I had no clue the whole what all was included in it, and yeah, it definitely learned a lot there and came out uh, completely different. And so I was very thankful for that, and I've been trying to get more involved, with things you do and the people around here. So, and that's about it. Uh, about covers it for the most part. You still deal with it every day. It's just learning how to deal with it in a healthy way. Um, which is that's not a lot of people know how to do. But it's constantly living that fight or flight mode, and just being healthy about it, and then trying to help everybody else, going through the same things. Don't be ashamed of it.
Absolutely. I'm so appreciative that you shared your story tonight. And I remember the phone call. I remember you calling me. I remember I was at the dollar store and I stepped outside and we talked for like 2 hours. And
Oh yeah.
I kind of called you the rest of that night, and I was so freaking worried about you. And I remember just, man, it's crazy. I'm so glad that you're still here.
Oh,
So
me too. And you can't do it alone,
no,
So
you can't. You can't. And the fact that you were at one of the worst points in your life, but you reached out is so huge. So huge. And I'm like seriously humbled to be able to be here today having an interview with you, because there are so many people out there that are suffering and struggling just like you. So many people are hurting, and they don't have an avenue to talk to somebody because, like you, they're afraid. They don't want to be judged. They don't want someone to be like, oh, just get over it. We all have issues.
yeah.
I understand a lot of people do that. And so people, they bottle it up inside and they don't talk about it. And for you to come on here and be vulnerable and tell your story, and you know and my God, for me to be a part of it is crazy. But it's divine intervention. It was meant to be. And it's I always say, like, whatever happened, you meeting me, it wasn't because of me. I was put there for a reason. And I'm just so glad that you know you felt like you could come to me. I'm glad that that is the exact feeling that I wanted to give when I did that video, is that,
You
come
did
on.
it.
And that's just, it's an incredible thing. It really is. And you are somebody. There's someone out there right now, they may be watching it right now, that needed to hear what you had to say. They needed to hear that it's okay to be down at the bottom. It's okay to be at your worst. You can still come back from it. You can still stand up
Absolutely.
and you can still push forward. And that's just an absolute thing that, if I can do anything while I'm here on this earth, that's what I want to do. I want people to know that they're loved and that they're cared for and that people do care. We are out here and we care. We want to be a part of your mission, a part of your change, a part of everything that you've got going on, because you don't have to fight it by yourself. And it's heavy, but so many more people are starting to come forward. So many more people are starting to say, you know what, I'm not okay, and that's okay, but I'm going to find a way to be okay. With the People's Patriot Project, they are an incredible platform and group and family to me, that's opened up to me and allowed me to come into their life and do this show and everything else. And they have a like mind mission, just like me. We all are about one family, one fight, one mission. It's about being there for people. And I said on my last show, we're all somebody. Back in the day, way back in the day, that little kid was on the ground and fell. They lifted their hand for someone to help them, right? And somebody probably went over and helped them get off, give them a band-aid, picked them up. And then that person, they're going to turn around one day and they're going to see that person, someone else on the ground, and they're going to help that person up and say, hey, I was here once. I've been here. I've been hurt. Let me help you. Let's do this together. And it's going to just keep going and keep going. And the next person, they're going to stop that person from falling, because they're going to say, hey, I've already done this. Stop what you're doing right now, because you're going to crash. You know what I mean? And so they're able to get their hand before they fall. And it's a beautiful thing that is starting to happen, and that people are starting to say it's okay. to not be okay. It's okay to not be tough. You know, like when you went to the PTSD trauma center, I remember you calling me on the way. You're like, I'm going to Washington. And I was like, and you told me what you were doing. And I was so happy. I was so dang proud of you. I was, that was awesome. And I remember you telling me about that. And just the fact that you could sit there and listen to tough ass men, right? Just grown ass men that have probably been through the ringer and back, probably looking like they could beat you up and, take your lunch money, are sitting here being vulnerable and saying, hey, I'm not freaking okay. And I need to find a way to be okay. And, for them to be able to do that and for you to be like, you know what? This guy's just like me. He's going through the same shit I am. He's going through the same problems. And we could do it together. I relate with his story. I relate with what's going on with him. So I can find a way where we can connect that way. And that's what's happening across the world. For so long, people had a local circle to talk to, right? Because before internet and before, all that jazz, it was, the people next door, the people across the street, maybe the people at the bar, right? But you don't know anybody else. You don't have a chance to really connect with other people. And now social media has made a platform, as crazy as it sounds. TikTok is honestly one of the best platforms of social media where you can see somebody face to face and you could say, hey, are you okay? Because I'm not okay. And let me tell you why. This is what's going on with me. And this person 3 states away is saying, you know what? Holy shit. He's going through the same thing I am, or she's going through the same thing I am. And now we can find ways to work together as a team and heal. And I just think it's incredible. I'm so proud of you. I'm honored to have you on here. I wish I could give you the biggest hug in the world. I miss you like crazy, and my gosh, you keep pushing forward every single day. And even when it's tough, even when there's times when you're still like, this is just a shitty one today. It was a rough night last night, or whatever may be going on. You still get up every day and you say to yourself, today's going to be better. It's going to be okay. And you know what? I don't have to hold it all inside. I don't have to be tough. I don't have to be the one that sits there and suffers silently anymore, because I have spoken and said, this is what's going on. And you have a family behind you that loves the hell out of you. I mean, I'm telling you what, you do. And you're never alone, no matter what. And anyone that's watching, you are never alone. There is a family that loves you and cares for you and will be here for you 24 hours a day. If you guys are ever having any type of suicidal thoughts, if you're at the point where you're ready to give up, I promise you, you have a purpose. I promise you that you matter and you have a reason bigger than you know for being here. And sometimes we're going to go through the heaviest of the heavy, but we're going to get through it because we're not going by ourselves. Because war was not fought alone on the battlefield, and the war back home, whether it be from veterans deploying, whether it be from first responders, whether it be from someone that's a domestic violence victim, someone that's had trauma as a child, you don't have to fight that war by yourself, no matter what. And if that's the thing that I have to preach for the rest of my life, I'm going to preach that for the rest of my life. But I'm so excited just to have you on and tell your story. And I want you to become part of our Patriot Iron family. I think it would be incredible. And for you to get involved and you to, you never know who's out there that just needs you right now. You do have a purpose and you matter. And you have a reason bigger than you know for being here. You've chosen to, God's chosen you to be one of those warriors for others, to help people. You know, that was a choice that was probably made for you a long time ago. And that's why you're a first responder, because he knew that you could handle it. Even when you get into the heaviest of the heavy, he knew that you would be able to still stand up and push forward because you're not doing it by yourself. So I wanted to play our video in honor of tonight. One, because of TJ, and two, because you are in the video also. And this is honestly a video that this experience coming to Texas changed my life. You honestly made me realize what my purpose is. And I don't know if you know that, but you did. You really, with what happened there, really was what set the fire for me to keep pushing forward and know that I knew I had a mission and a drive and a purpose, but it just was all over the place at one point in time. And now I wholeheartedly know exactly what it is that I am here to do, and that's just to help people. So because of you, you kind of helped me find that, and I will always appreciate you for that.
You.
So I'm gonna put a video here just, and sometimes I can talk. I get long-winded, I've been told. So if you have anything to say and I'm cutting you off or anything, definitely just jump in and say it.
Doing great.
Okay. One sec. I'm gonna play our video. So y'all, this is the PTSD video cover of Hurt that I flew to Amarillo, Texas to facilitate and have put together. And Josh Green is one of the volunteers in the video. And so I just wanted to play it today. And also TJ Adams as well. He is the Marine Corps veteran in the video as well, at the beginning and middle and end of the video, saying that, you know, you are not alone. I got your six. And it's so true. You are not alone. And we do have your six. One family, one fight, one mission. Here we go.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a police officer.
I'm a firefighter.
I'm a nurse.
I'm a police officer.
I'm a 911 dispatcher.
I am a veteran.
I'm a firefighter.
I'm a police officer.
I'm a veteran.
We are all the faces of PTSD.
I hurt myself today to see if I'd still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting, trying to kill it all away. But I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you whole. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know
911, what is the location of your emergency?
goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I could start again, a million miles away. I will keep myself. I would find a way.
My name is John. I'm a Marine Corps veteran of Iraq War. I was wounded twice, and I'm a PTSD survivor.
My name is Mike. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force. Just like many of my other brothers and sisters, I suffer with depression and PTSD.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn, and I'm a PTSD survivor from spousal abuse.
Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Johnson. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm 33 years old, and I am a survivor of PTSD.
My name is Felicia Double. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. Was in for 8 years, and I suffer from PTSD.
My name is TJ Adams. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I am a survivor. You are not alone. I got your six.
I'm a veteran.
I'm a police officer.
I'm a fire.
Ah, good Lord. So anyway, we're just getting ready to end the show here. Hey guys, I saw all your comments just now. I'm so sorry. I'm still learning how to do the whole comment section of things. So I love you all. And definitely will be responding back to everybody that's commented in here. Josh, you have a lot of people in here that are proud of you and that say they're very, very proud of you. And I definitely am very excited for what the future has to bring with having you a part of the family and, you know, seeing what we can do together to make this movement. And I definitely very heavy emotional to have you on today. I'm so glad that you came. I was going to kind of end the show tonight with a little memorial for TJ Adams. Again, TJ Adams is the founder of Stand Against Suicide. Him and his beautiful wife, Michaela Adams, are two people that came and volunteered to be a part of the video, and we're just such an amazing group of people that have touched my heart bigger than I'll ever know. And so, TJ Adams, this one is for you. And Michaela, we love you. We're always here if you need anything. Y'all, and just remember that everything in life has a purpose and a reason. And it's a reason bigger than we know sometimes, and we don't always understand it right away, even when it's the rough of the rough. But you matter. You have a purpose. You have a mission here, and you have a huge reason for being here. And I don't want you to ever forget that. And Josh, it was amazing having you on.
Thank you.
And do you have anything else to say before we end?
No, ma'am.
All right. Well, I love all of you guys. Tune in next week, Monday, Motivational Monday, Fill Your Cup Motivational Mondays. And we have something very, very exciting coming on next week. I am going to be doing I'm going to be bringing on Ed Taylor, which is just an incredible man. He and he is the lead singer and founder of the band Seven Descent. And so him and I have collaborated to put together my brand new song, One Family, One Fight, One Mission. And I am so excited to actually get to play it live for you guys next week. So Josh, thank you again so much for coming on. I love you to pieces. You need to come see me soon. We need to make that happen. And Michaela, I love you so much. And all of the Stand Against Suicide family. I love all y'all. We are always here for you anytime you guys need anything. And we're going to go ahead and end with this honor for TJ Adams. And I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Bye-bye.